We shorthand sailed over 700 nautical miles to get here. It was our longest and definitely most treacherous passage yet, and we arrived mere hours ago into this safe harbor here in Guatemala. We are extremely sleep deprived, bruised, and salty, but the smell and sight of land has us all in high spirits. Unfortunately, we can't step foot on that land until we check in with the Guatemalan officials. And after 8 days at sea, you can imagine how much we are itching to do just that. In order to clear into the country, we need to pass over a shallow sandbank that's about 3 hours away. This will only be possible if we can time our arrival perfectly with high tide. So we are raising anchor with the rising of the sun and heading off to our next exciting chapter.
Beside you, and I see why you can't understand me.
Well, good morning. I forgot to turn the microphone on, so all the stuff I recorded this morning you didn't hear. We are currently raising anchor because we need to get out of here, get over to Livingston, which means we need to hit the high tide to cross the bar. Jay is raising the anchor.
And I was trying to wash off all the mud with a bucket because our wash down hose pump is down. This is very sticky mud. The problem that I'm running into is that it's going to take a lot of time to get all the mud off this chain, and we do not have time. We actually really have no time at all. So we're just going to pull a bunch of mud into the anchor locker and deal with it later, because we got to deal with this mud now in order to not deal with the mud at the bank we have to get over.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get going.
Yep. I have a feeling we're going to be saying something to this effect a lot today, but this is really cool.
This is really cool.
This is really cool. It feels like we're on a proper adventure now.
And I know that sounds silly because we've been sailing and traveling and it's all been an adventure, but this feels like a proper adventure.
It does. Yeah, just the mountains and the smell, and last night we could hear like jungle creatures and birds and crickets and all sorts of things. Like, this is cool.
And there's mountains!
And big mountains. These are cool.
I've missed the mountains.
Yep. We got a fish.
Made it through this anchorage. And nobody has raised their anchor and barreled towards us yet.
Big boats, big anchorage. We're about 20 minutes from the sandbar that we have to cross, and we're gonna hit it at the perfect time. This is like one of the few times that we have timed our tides perfectly.
Go us.
So I'm very happy about that.
I'm thinking that a can of fruit sounds really nice for breakfast. And Brett's thinking we should put this in so we have one. Doesn't get stolen. Fishing rod is probably right. Here we go. You want a treat? Speak. You go up. Sit. Speak.
Oh, it's delicious.
Salad. Yummy, yummy. You don't want some peas? Which is your favorite?
Oranges, I think, today.
We are are getting to the sandbank. Our friends Beau and Brandy, they're internet friends. We haven't met them in person yet.
Also YouTube channel.
Also YouTube
They're
channel,
awesome.
we'll link them.
Yep.
They got here pretty recently and they're like, okay, good luck. You have the points to get over the sandbank. And we're like, no, we don't. We don't have those. So they sent them over and we mapped them, and that's the track we're following are these waypoints that should get us over the sandbank. At high tide, we should be able to get over the sandbank with maybe an inch or two to spare. So we're gonna follow their points. It actually takes us out of the designated channel,
Which is a little concerning in my opinion.
but it's a sandbank and it changes all the time, and they just did it.
Yep.
So here we go. Raph told us to send him a video as soon as we have to get tilted off the bank.
Yep.
We shall see.
We just reached the first waypoint, which means we are now at the start of the sandbank, and we're just following these waypoints. It works for them, but I'm talking about Beau and Brandy, but they draft less than us, I believe, at least a little bit. But right now we're within like 1/10 of a foot of high tide, so it doesn't get much better than this. And we have I think 2.2 tide swing today, which is good. So 2 feet, which is more than normal. Normally it's only like 1.5 feet.
That's what you meant by there's more water today.
Yeah.
This town is a really cool town, and you can only get to it by boat. There's no roads or trains that lead to Livingston.
It's a boat-only town.
It's a boat
It's a
only
big town to be only boats.
I was thinking the same thing. I might double check on that. If it's in the vlog, it means I verified.
Or their little asterisk up at the top that says nope.
Right.
Our GPS is like all over the place. Not good. Look at our track. I've been driving in a straight line.
Yikes. Good luck with these waypoints then.
Thanks. We'll probably like zigzag on top of it.
So far, so good on the sandbank. We're almost through it, right?
We're about halfway.
Okay, we're halfway through it.
Oh no, yeah, we're now 3/4.
3/4 of the way. We've yet to touch bottom. Nobody has to tilt us off so far. Yay. Hopefully I haven't spoken too soon.
Okay, that's it. Very non-eventful. We are officially over the sandbank. Now we should hang a right and go to the anchorage
That
and
was
anchor.
good working just now, Dingo.
That was, yeah, Dingo, there was a little skiff that went by us and Dingo borked at him real good.
Yep.
And Jade and I kind of looked at each other and thought, well, now everyone here knows that we have a large borking dog. That's good.
When you say Borker, it makes him sound a little bit less intimidating.
He snarled.
Dingo, come. Go. Go inside. Go inside. Well, we were just denied entry into Guatemala.
Wonderful paperwork issue. We've been given permission to stay here a day, so we're gonna go anchor for the day. Kind of at a loss, honestly. Just kind of like, what? Almost throwing our hands up like, okay, well, like, what?
Yeah, I think we're at a loss is a good way to sum it up. I just feel dumb.
Rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
We didn't know with this one.
We didn't know, and it's just like, I think this is something people back home probably won't understand. But there is so much that we have to do and have in order and have fixed and have provision and have repaired and have, like, weather, and, like, there's just so many things. And so, like, I feel dumb and everyone's gonna be like, well, you should have had the stamp. But it's just one thing in a list of hundreds of things, and we missed the one thing, and and I feel, and it's, yes, we should have had it, but we had to have so many things. And we got to Florida, and I got gluten, and I was sick, and I just feel like I just can't keep up, and it's just a lot. I hate filming it because then people are like, oh, they're so dumb. I don't know.
It is an interesting, like, mental realization that this is a lot harder knowing that we're filming it, and it's one of those things that I want to just pretend that this never happened, and you would be none the wiser. You would think that we got here, we got to Anchorage, and we went through customs beautifully and just smooth sailing, and never know that we're looking at weather for possibly having to sail back to Florida and waiting until we can get a stamp, and then sailing back in hurricanes and doing 8 days again. And, you know, you would never know that. But that's where we're at. And it sucks a lot.
Okay, I'm no longer crying, as you can see. No more tears coming out, and I'm going to keep it that way for long enough to tell you guys what is going on. I messed up. I was in charge of the paperwork, and I thought I did a really good job, and I was very fastidious about it, and I got us vet appointments, and the dogs had all their vaccinations at all the right times, and all the right proof, and all the right stamps from the FDA, and all the things. And I got all the boat paperwork, I thought. But I really messed up on the Zarpe. So we've never gotten a Zarpe before, because most countries require it when you leave, but we've never done it before. It's the first time we've ever done it. And I printed it while we were still in the United States. I filled it out, and then I left the bottom part that is for official use blank, because I'm not an official, obviously. And we sailed away with me thinking that that was going to be stamped in Guatemala. But it was actually supposed to be stamped in the United States. And so we sail for 8 days. We're almost out of fuel. We're almost out of food. I got thrown across the cockpit and potentially have a broken rib. So we're in a huge pickle. And I'm incredibly embarrassed, and I feel incredibly guilty. Will you tell everybody what's up?
Yes, so we are missing our Zarpe, which basically proves that we left the United States on good terms. As United States citizens, we don't have to get one when we leave. So when we left the US and went to the Bahamas, we didn't need one. And that's our only experience leaving the US on sailboat. It's actually not uncommon for cruisers to show up in Guatemala, because the Rio Dulce is a very popular place to go as cruisers. Talking to the officials, talking to our agent, and talking to just kind of some friends and friends of friends, they said that there is an option for us. The option is that we can sail to another country, check into that country, check out of that country, come back to Guatemala, and then we'll have a Zarpe from that country, and they'll let us in.
Apparently this happens so often that this is kind of a known thing. Apparently it's something that they do all the time.
And it could be, you know...
It really just depends on who you get when you show up.
That's what I was going to say. We potentially just got the Guatemalan guy on a bad day. And so if we get the next person on a bad day,
right,
who knows?
So bad things come in 3. We had the storm, the lightning. Now we didn't get accepted into Guatemala. So I think this next check-in process is going to go seamlessly, and it's going to be good. But we will not know till we get there. So we're going to show up, and we're going to cross our fingers. We'll see tomorrow. And please don't think too badly on me for messing up all the paperwork and for being so dumb.
Not all the paperwork, just one small thing.
I think I'm torturing myself enough that this is definitely a lesson learned.
Yep, this will definitely not happen again, at least in this way.
I prefer to learn lessons in easier ways. But right now is a period of time that Brett and I normally wouldn't film, but since we've been endeavoring to make these more raw, real life, more intimate videos, I figured I'd key you in. Yeah, so we're just hanging out talking, and
Yeah, because we're in a spot now that we may be forced to make a decision.
changing plans is hard for us.
Especially me.
It's hard for me too, but especially for Brett. I think that, well, I know that changing plans for Brett often makes him feel like we failed, or like we didn't do it right or whatever, and we did fail. We failed at getting an entrance to Guatemala, but we didn't fail to get here.
No?
We sailed for 8 days through storms, right?
It was an awesome sail. We did. We sailed and we got here. We just can't
We had 40
get
plus
in
knots.
here.
Things were breaking. It was exhausting. We had to like really pull up our big kid pants and be really good sailors. And we got here, right? And we're here, and we didn't quite get the paperwork right. So we can't go in. However, we did get here.
We did. And there's something to be said about that.
And I think that we both have really a lot of childhood paradigms of having to, like, perfectionism that has been instilled in both of us, and it's taken us far in life, and we have a really strong work ethic. And so when we work really hard and then it doesn't work out because we made a mistake and it's our fault, we both really have a hard time.
Yeah, this is hard. And it is.
Dealing with that.
And
We
this
have a hard
situation
time with
currently is 100% our fault.
We
And
messed
that's
up.
hard.
And so we're both feeling embarrassed. We're both feeling like we're failures. We're both feeling frustrated.
I think we have talked about a lot of different plans, and we have a lot of really good plans. Like, pretty much every option that we have is a good option.
Like Honduras, where there's pirates. So
We could sail to Annapolis.
I know, but from here to there, there's hurricanes.
Or we could sail faster.
The hurricane?
It was slow.
How much rum did you have? It's gonna be okay. We'll be okay.
I think for the rest of the night, we are going to try and unload some of the stress of the past 12 hours.
Oh, I thought we were gonna start making pro and cons.
Nope,
lists.
doesn't matter. Today it doesn't matter, because we can't make any decisions until we talk to the Coast Guard tomorrow.
I love you. Should we do the puzzle?
No.
Well, this has been a good talk. Let me know in the comments if you guys actually enjoy, like, more of the behind the scenes stuff. This is... I feel like this isn't very exciting. But it might be interesting, I don't know. Okay. Well, we'll reconvene in the morning, I think.
I thought you were going to get ice cream. That's good too, though.
We'll get ice cream in a second. Let's start with chocolate.
We should get our own.
Is it unhealthy to cope with food?
Yes.
Everybody has to cope with something.
You're hungry, aren't you? Get water?
Look at how perfectly Brett made that. Look at that. I had bad dreams last night.
Talk your shoulders up.
But I slept through them. Which is worse. It would have been better if I just woken up. Come on, get it! Get it! Oh, I want you to show them your trick. Dingaroo! Good girl, dingaroo! Dingaroo! Good girl!
She could stay there indefinitely if she wanted. Yeah.
We're gonna launch this dinghy here because there isn't a lot of wind here. We're super protected, but there might be wind over there.
Side note, our dinghy's flat because it has a hole. So we'll have to like raise we'll have to raise it up, inflate it, then launch it.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
My sunglasses broke.
Oh.
So I've been wearing my hippie ones. Do you guys like them? Let's go!
Okay.
Kangaroo?
Oh, jackrabbit. Stop. Stop.
The dinghy looks so huge like this. Look how big that looks.
What?
Down. Down. Baby, you're a lot. All right, hold it. Just gotta hold your position. Those guys have been there this whole time. You're the worst guard dogs ever if you just noticed them.
No? It just happened really fast.
Should have foreseen this problem. All good. Woo! Now we have a dinghy.
I think they were whining because they're dolphins. I heard spouts.
Okay, time to do the outboard.
Yay.
Come look! Look, there's dolphins!
Oh wow.
They're right here. Whoa, there's a lot of them. What do you say?
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
That one's just hanging out. This lock is so corroded.
You might be rowing to shore.
We may be yeah.
Cut off though?
No, not yet. Maybe like WD-40.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gotta love an angle grinder. That was quick work. Nice. That was way faster last time than I've been fiddling with the corrosion. So much for investing in stainless steel things. Ready?
Up.
I forgot.
Okay, cool.
I can keep going.
No, it's okay.
Did you get hurt?
It's really hot.
I bashed my own hand into the bimini.
Ah,
There's not enough space between the bimini and this pole.
got it. Stop. I foresee a bunch of people thinking and commenting things like, well, a lot of good that lock would have done. Like if a thief wanted to come, it only took you, 30 seconds to cut through, and you're absolutely right. That's not the point. Because yes, you can cut through almost any lock pretty quickly with an angle grinder or with big bolt cutters. And really the whole point is keeping honest people honest and to slow them down.
To give Dingo 30 seconds.
Well,
to let us
exactly.
know somebody's here.
That a grinder or even the sound of the chain clinking or whatever would wake us up. And so if someone were to come and cut it, we would at least hear it.
And then Dingo would bite them.
And then Dingo would bite them, and then I'd probably bite them too. So, yeah, we could still use that.
Yeah, that would work.
Put a lock through that.
Yeah. The chance of somebody being able to steal our outboard is so slim. That thing's heavy.
Yeah, you wouldn't just grab that and go.
You can't lift it.
It weighs 130 pounds. Like, you're not going to just like... That one, yes. That one you could grab with, half a hand and
That one doesn't
go for a
actually
jog.
work.
But it's locked. It probably is permanently locked.
I am just gonna raise and lower this chain a bunch of times. Because every time I do this, it gets some of the mud off. So I'm gonna lower it back, kind of rinsing it via the windlass. Wow. That's green sludge. We're up all the way.
Is the AC on inside?
I think so.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to explain why this impromptu wrestling session started?
Because there's a deck.
Nope.
Is it because I was exercising?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yep.
So exciting.
Notice these cushions are super wet wherever we stand and sit because it rained a ton last night. See the dinghy likes being towed? It's been a while.
Yeah.
We do have one line out, one lure, but it isn't much further than the dinghy, so I think our chances of catching something are quite slim.
We've never done this before, but we're gonna attempt to clean the dog's teeth. We just brushed them. We figure we can do a full-on grooming day. They've got some plaque. As they get older, their teeth get plaquier, so we're gonna see if we can clean it up. If they'll let us. Oh, it's so good. I got so much off.
Good girl. Yeah, you're good. Good girl.
Okay.
Can do some more?
Wait.
Go girl.
You did such a good job. Okay.
Go on. Turn around.
Come here, baby.
You're facing the wrong way, bud. Good boy, Dingo. This is so good. Good boy, Dingo. Quick. Come on! You're not done!
And we actually got the bulk of it. That went really well. Let's go. Something spilled on this while we were sailing, got all over it. So I just went ahead and scrubbed it by hand in the river. Now I'm just kind of wringing it out. It's still kind of soapy though, so some of the soap water is getting all over the deck. So I think that means it's also time to scrub the deck.
And the water here is only like half as salty.
It's fairly brackish.
Yeah. I went to make water the other day and we started making fresh water really fast with like half the pressure of normal, and the TDS was like nothing. I was like, what is happening? I thought maybe something was broken, then I realized like, oh, right, this is a freshwater river, so we're getting only partially seawater, partially freshwater. So I don't actually know what that means for our water maker. I don't know if that's good for it or really bad for it or what, but regardless, it made a lot of water really easy. Everything gets put away wet in there and just kind of stays that way. Maybe we should put like a fan. Maybe we should. So on these hatches right here, we have fans. What? Did you mention that at some point?
No, I was picturing putting one of our viewers in there.
That's funny. I mean, on some boats, like on Spirit Animal, that is a cabin.
It's true. I know that's not what you meant, but I had a really fun mental image.
I don't know if they heard you. What did you think I said?
Well, Brett said maybe we should put a fan in there, and my first thought was like one of you guys, put one of our viewers in there. And I know that's not what he meant. I just thought it was a really funny, it was just a funny mental image. Can you imagine yourself stroked in our...
Who wants to live in there? Hook me some mud. Smells? I can't smell it at all.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
I can smell it a lot.
Oh, maybe because I'm so close to it.
Come back over here.
No, I don't want to now.
Random question for you guys. I want your opinion. A long time ago, somebody commented, and I've thought about it, it's like a year and a half ago, but I've thought about it often, but he said, you're not a family, you're a couple. Because I think that we said that we were a family, and then he like criticized us for thinking dogs for kids, which we never said, and we don't think that.
They're not good.
I consider Brett and I to be a family. I consider us to be a family.
Well, and I would consider even if we didn't have dogs, we are a family.
Yeah, I agree. But his point was that until you have kids, you're not a family. But Brett and I are married. I share his last name. His family is legally my family. My family is legally your family. But by this definition, we're not considered a family until we have children. What do you think? I don't like just leaving him there, but oh well. I wish he could take in the camera, but we didn't want to do anything at all that could even, it just didn't seem like a good idea. My presence is required, so I'm headed there now. And I think it's gonna work, and Brett thinks it's gonna work, and I'm trying not to be too happy and excited about it until it's 100% done, but so far so good. I just really hope they don't confiscate all of our sweet potatoes. It's about all the produce we have left. Okay, I just stopped it. I gotta find Brett. Okay. That went flawlessly. That was perfect. And everybody was so nice and happy.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was so smooth. And we got everything. And now Guatemala won't have anything to complain about. How much money did you get?
$400.
I love my life! I love my life!
We may have just run out of gas.
Did it just die?
Or yeah, we handed them all our different forms. They looked at it. There was a lot of conversation going back and forth, and then it was like, okay, you're good. Except the power's out in the town, and so we can't actually process anything right now.
How tall is that wire?
Oh boy. I guess we're about to find out.